Hey everybody, it's Alexia from amysticspath, back with another pick a card reading for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Now, this week's pick a card reading focuses on what clarity do you need right now. So go ahead, center yourselves, pause the video, and pick what group or groups that you guys are pulled to, and I will be back with your messages. Okay, for my group number ones, we get the Moon card, the Knight of Coins, the Tree of Life, Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, Taibonage, and Santero of Santeria. Now, what I'm seeing with this, my group number ones, is there's a really big link between your conscious and your subconscious here. And there is some initial internal block that your subconscious is bringing up or trying to make you aware of. And you may even already be aware of what this block is. And this is referring to your, where you're trying to go, in the long haul. But you feel like there's something that's blocking you, something that you need to overcome. Okay? And when we are looking at the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups, this is saying that there has to be an avid plan, and you may or may not already be doing this, but there has to be an avid plan of what it's going to take to get you to this place where you are happy and in celebration mode, okay? And this is looking at other people's past experiences, your past experiences, what's worked for you, what's worked for others, what hasn't worked for you, what hasn't worked for others, okay? And this is the basis of where we're starting our trial and error to get to this point, to remove whatever block is in place on our path, on our tree of life, okay? To be able to kind of hurdle it. So this horse here can kind of jump over the hurdle that is in front of you, but right now you're kind of just looking at it and staring at it and not really sure what to do, okay? We also see the energies of this is of your divine will, this is of your willpower. So you have to have the willpower to be able to make it, to figure out, how to get past this, how to get over what this block is for you and what this means for you. You have to use your own divine will and state that you are, or not even state, but declare in such a way that the Queens of Swords would, with no cut and dry, no bullshit, this is what it is. And declare that you are done with whatever it is that's keeping you complacent and keeping you from being able to move on to this next step, this next phase. Okay, and then after we do that, we nurture what it is that we're working for. We're putting constant work into it, constant love, constant care, constant compassion, and what it is that we are going towards after we get past this block. Okay, this card is speaking of, this is of your path, and it is also of your divine will. You can call in Spirit's help, and you are fully supported on this, but you may have to call it in, you may have to ask, but you are clearly supported on your path. So maybe it's even asking for some guidance from the spirit realm, or even asking for some guidance on, or and seeing, doing some research, what's worked for others, what hasn't worked for others, on what it is that you are specifically trying to do so you can get to this point. But I do want to let you guys know that there is a level of nurturing and care that you have to put into this, and pure intention and devotion into what it is that you are ideally trying to do, trying to grow, trying to inevitably achieve here. You have to have the pure intention to grow and nurture this from your heart for this to be able to work for you. Okay? And that is what I am seeing for my group number ones. For my group number twos, we get the Six of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Cups, Yamea, and Simbi. And this is really dialing in on your harmony and happiness, or the lack thereof, and the vision connected to it, right? Okay, so we see that within the Three of Swords, as well as the Nine of Swords, that there is heartache and also anxiety that is kind of keeping you from this place of feeling victorious or in harmony or at peace. Okay, and we see the Nine of Cups as well, and she is looking quite sad as well, that there's just a lack of fulfillment here. There is a lot of passion in your eyes, I do see that, and a lot of determination, but you may not even be sure how to actively deal with what it is that's going on within your heart, within your emotional self, and within your mental self, because there is some avid release and healing work that needs to be done to be able to get to these points. Okay, to be able to get to a place of victory and harmony and peace within yourself. We have to work and avidly heal and release. Why? For growth. For growth and development in who you are. You are not supposed to be carrying this baggage of what's holding you down or bringing you down or anything like that. And all you may know at this point is that you are determined to make it past this and get out of this phase of being full of anxiety and depressed and having all of these thoughts and jumping to conclusions maybe that is surrounding your heart space and what has happened. But all of this is factoring in on your growth and development, and we have to be able to come to a place where we can kind of just let these things fly and release them and avidly work on letting them go. And when we look at the Simbi card, she's just letting all of this energy just spray out of all of her fingertips, and she's working on creating something. What is she working on creating? She's working on creating a better space, a better mental space for herself right now. That is what she is doing in this situation, and kind of taking the time to avidly not get over, but understand and release, to be able to get to this point of victory and happiness. And it's almost like you can't get to a place of victory and happiness if you are having these feelings of sadness and overactive thoughts and a lot of painful thoughts coming through, that's kind of blocking your happiness and your sadness at that, or your happiness and your fulfillment at this time, because it's consuming you. So there is reviewing what it is, why you're sitting in this space, why you're having all of these issues, going over what has necessarily happened and how it is that you have to release what it is that you are holding on to for this growth to take place, so you can reach this place of victory, that you have overcome and you have succeeded and you have gotten through this, which you are more than capable of. It's just that your emotions are standing in your way right now. So and that's where the Page of Wands comes in. She's very determined. She doesn't know necessarily even have a plan on how she's going to get it done. She just knows she's walking into a ring of fire and she's going to conquer it at whatever the cost. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, is to go in and with this energy of victory and determination and saying, I'm going to conquer this no matter what the cost is, no matter what it is, because the outcome of what I'm receiving after this price has been paid is everything I've been looking for. Okay, and this is just releasing what it is that's holding you down, what these things are authentically, not what it looks like on the outside or how you're acting out or lashing out because of the fact that you are in pain. It's underneath, and what exactly that pain means down to the core is what this is focusing on. Okay, and that is what I'm seeing for my group number 2s. For my group number 3s, we get the World card, 3 of Wands, the King of Swords, the Magician, Ace of Pentacles, Ogun Forelli, and Les Barons. Now, what I'm seeing this is you have approached or completed a cycle within your life. And this may even be causing you sadness and the focus on this. Maybe you're not ready to let go what it is that you are letting go, or maybe you are ready to let it go and it's just been kind of on your mind, and there's a fear that it isn't actually complete. But you have actually completed this cycle, and this cycle that's been quite emotional for you, that's kind of just went through all of these different seasons and all of these different elements, and it may have even been quite a long cycle. But when we look at this, of all of these cycles and the world representing completion, we have this guy right here, and that guy right there, he's the Fool. So that means with completion that there is a new beginning, that there is a new beginning for you. And maybe you're seeing this on the horizon as well. Okay, now we see the King of Swords, who is very, very in his mental state. And you may have even been kind of having a lot of thoughts and maybe not even knowing what this means for you, this cycle ending for you, even if it is something that you really want. And there's been a lot of thoughts coursing through your brain. There's been a lot of planning that you're trying to do, maybe even. But nevertheless, there's a lot of thoughts. And some of them may even be good thoughts. Some of them might be not so good thoughts. So some of the thoughts that are coming in may be beneficial to you and the path that you're about to embark on. And some of them might not be so good. That's kind of like that fear that's trying to keep you back and kind of keep you rooted in a place that you no longer need to be, because sometimes that's what fear does to us. I see the Magician. So this means that you are actively calling in something new. You, paired with the Ace of Pentacles, you have been actively calling in for a new start, for something new for yourself. Okay, this may have been kind of consuming to you, or you may feel like you are engulfed because you are not 100% sure if this cycle is completely done. But that is okay, because when we look at this card, it looks like he's being overcame, but there is a 5 here. So what does this symbolize? This symbolizes that change is coming. And then we have the wild card, Les Barons, which is indicating that literally anything can happen. So your thoughts are reverting back to this place where, what if you're not done with this cycle? What if it's not actually complete? And Les Barons is like, look, chill out, because literally anything can happen. We're going to come in. We might fuck some shit up for you, but shit, and you might feel like this, and you might feel like you're being consumed and you don't know what's going on and you're being overran, but shit is changing. Because why? Because of the number 5. And when we feel like we're being overcame and it's met with the number 5, 9 times out of 10, this is saying that there is change afoot. And that is why you are feeling overwhelmed and swallowed and consumed within. And that is because literally something is happening that you don't expect. Something is happening that you haven't even really even registered as to be your truth or to be your life. Okay, and that is what I'm getting for my group number 3s. For my group number 4s, we have the Knight of Cups, the 5 of Wands, the Hanging Man, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Wands, Gros Banage, and Masa. And what I'm really seeing with this, my group number 4s, is you have been avidly on your journey of following your heart and making things of what you want your life to look like. Whatever, if that's a long-term vision or if there is like some type of goal that you are going through right now that you are working towards. But you're in this space where you have been feeling like you've had to like almost fight and defend yourself and kind of like fight and defend and protect. what it is that you're going after. And there's been a lot of uncomfortable energy within this. We see the Hanging Man, as this has caused you to kind of reevaluate, to kind of go into a space to see what it is that is really even going on, and what it is that's really even going on for your life, and what it is that you want for your life. Is what I'm seeing with this, is that you kind of, not that you were forced into a place of stillness, but you kind of put yourself into a place of stillness to kind of reevaluate, because the Five of Wands here, all of this fighting that you feeling like that you've had to have been doing, is kind of clouding your vision. And that's kind of why you had to retreat into more of a spiritual sense, or even feeling like you have put yourself into this place of stagnation or stillness, to just take a second and breathe for a minute. We see the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Now this is saying that you have a new, like, refreshing new energy that is coming through, because you have been feeling worn down and heavy, and like things have been hard to carry and hard to handle and hard to kind of just move through and even walk through life. And that your emotions and your emotional state, and like as well as things, are about to be renewed for you in an emotional way. We have Gros Banage, which is indicating that this period that you're going through, this fighting that you're going through, has served a purpose, and that everything is connected. We can see all of these different little, there are different little people in these parts of these, like these flashes of the sun. And this is stating that everything, it's all coming from this source. It's all coming from this source. And there was a reason why you had to serve this time where you were fighting. And it is to benefit you greatly. And even though things have seemed hard, we see Masa, and we see this as spirit kind of working in our favor to kind of guide us along and push us along. And you may not be able to see this right now, because you may still be in this phase where you feel like you're fighting, or you may just have entered into this place where you feel like it's being still, and you're being in this stillness. You may not even be hearing things that much from spirit at this time, because you've kind of been forced in this place to really look and reevaluate for yourself. Like, spirit can't give you all of the answers all the time. They can't tell you what it is that it's right for you to do and how you feel. But to just know that a refreshing new energy is going to come in, and it's going to be a lessening of the heaviness that you feel, and that your life force energy and your vitality will be heightened after this, and that spirit is really helping to guide you and push you. But they almost had to like still carry you through the sludge. Like they had to pick you up from the mud and like kind of like rip you out of that and like carry you from the sludge. And like with the Ace of Cups, you kind of have to be rinsed off of all of that sludge, that all of that sweat, all of that dirt that's been acquired while you've been fighting. And you kind of have to be rinsed off, rinsed and cleansed in a way to kind of drop some of these. Because not all of this is even necessary. Not all of this stuff that is consuming your time isn't even necessary. But I see things moving along for you, my group number 4s. You're not going to be in this space where you feel like it's fight or flight forever. And spirit is helping you. They're on your side. Even if you're not hearing from them as much as you would like, they are on your side and they are working for you. Now, I hope, and that's what I'm seeing for my group number 4s, but I hope that these messages were very clear and that everybody got the clarity that they needed. If you need a reading specifically for yourself, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'd love to work with you. Everybody have a great day.